Hey everyone, welcome to a quick Vim tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you some quick commands in Vim. So in order to get started, just open up a new terminal. I'm going to move over to the desktop because that's where I want to work at. Alright, so in order to open Vim, you just type VIM on the terminal, hit enter, and that'll take you to the Vim prompt. In order to get out of Vim, you simply type :Q. And if for some reason that didn't work, maybe you hit an extra key on by accident, just hit escape, then :Q, and follow that by the exclamation point. That should force Vim to close out. Alright, so Vim is simply just a text editor. And Vim is pretty useful for editing existing files or creating new files. I'm going to show you how to create a quick new file. So I'm going to type Vim and follow that with a new file name. So new file txt. This is just a simple text file. And in here I'm going to type hello world. I'm going to hit escape, and in order to save the file, I'm going to use :W. And actually, I just forgot. In order to enter any text into the Vim program, you simply type the I button, press the I key in your keyboard, and that'll take you to the insert mode. Otherwise, you won't be able to enter any text. Now, I'm going to quit out of this program. I'm going to create another new file. So Vim second file txt, and again I need to press I to go into the insert mode, and then I can start entering text. I'm going to hit escape, and in order to save and quit this file, I simply use :WQ. You can see that now I have two files on my desktop, that first new file and that second file txt. So the next thing that I want to show you is how to create basically a grocery list. And so I'm going to use Vim to do that. I'm going to call my file grocery list txt. And in here, I'm going to just create my grocery list. So this is my grocery list. And in here, I want apples, bananas, carrots. Alright, so there are a couple of other items in here that I want to include, and I'm going to move them over from this other list. So I'm going to simply highlight them, right click, copy, and in order to paste into Vim, well, I simply just need to be in the insert mode, which I already am in, and then I use the shift and insert keys on my keyboard to paste. I'm going to hit escape and use :W to save. You can see now that my grocery list is on my desktop. Okay, so there are a couple edits I want to make to this list. The first thing is that I have duplicates of my apples, bananas, carrots, and I don't want duplicates. So I need to remove these first three lines. So in order to remove them, I'm just going to simply highlight them and then delete them. And in order to highlight a line, you simply use the uppercase V. And then you just use the arrow keys to just go down as far as you need. So then to delete those three lines, I just hit the delete key on my keyboard and they're gone. Now, the next change that I want to make is that I want my list to be in alphabetical order. Currently, it's not. You can see that XYZ sits before ABC. So I need to highlight these three lines, and again, that's with uppercase V. And in order to cut them, I'm going to use the lowercase x, and I'm going to bring the cursor down to W, and I'm going to use the lowercase p to paste. Alright, now that my list is in alphabetical order, I'm going to hit escape, then use :W to save. Okay. So now that my list is almost complete, I just need to make sure that there are a couple items in here that I really want. So I need to search for some keywords. In order to search in here, I use the command / and then follow that with the keyword that you want. So I want to check for carrots. And you can see that as I was typing carrots, Vim was automatically looking for carrots. And once I hit enter, my cursor jumps right over to see where carrots is at. To show that again, I'm going to search for yams. So I'm going to type YAMS. And you can see that my cursor jumps over to Y for yams. Alright, so the next thing that I want to show you is how to search and replace a word. So let's say I want to replace carrots with candy. You know, this list is looking a little too healthy. So I'm going to use the command : follow that with %, and then S, and then /. Then I'm going to type carrots, because that's what I want to search for, then / and type in candy, because I want to replace my carrots with candy. So my cursor jumped over to C, replace that carrots with candy. And to show you that again, I'm going to use the $sign again, %, S, /, and now I'm going to replace yams with candy. Great, so now I have candy instead of yams. So now I have candy too many times in here in this list. So I actually don't want to replace yams with candy. So I'm going to undo this change. And in order to undo a change, you just simply hit the lowercase u, and that'll undo that. So now I have yams again instead of candy. And if I hit U again, I have my carrots back. Now, I really did want candy in there, so I'm going to redo that change, and I can simply just use the Control key and R to redo that change. All right, so now I'm going to save and quit out of here. And I'm going to go back into Vim. All right. There is actually one last trick that I want to show you. So something useful that is pretty handy to have is copy and paste. So similar to cut and paste, I'm just going to use the uppercase V to highlight a couple of lines. Now to copy, I'm going to use the lowercase y. And in order to paste, I can either use the uppercase P or lowercase p. In this case, I'm going to use uppercase P. The difference between uppercase and lowercase p is that uppercase P pastes above the cursor and lowercase p pastes below the cursor. So for example, if I go down to zucchini, I can use the uppercase P to paste right above zucchini. And you can see that I have this new set of items right above zucchini. And if I use the lowercase p, I'll paste below zucchini. There you go. Now I'm going to press U to undo those changes. All right. Now I'm going to just quit out of here. All right, so those are some basic commands in Vim. Now, one last extra thing that I want to show you is so you might have noticed that Vim probably looks a little plain here, and there are some additional settings you can add, and that is in the vimrc file. So you can either edit yours or create a new one. I'm going to create a new one. And the vimrc file just sits in your home directory. So in here, I actually don't have any new settings or any settings at all. So I'm just going to press I to go into the insert mode, and there is a setting called set numbers, and this will simply add number lines to my Vim. Now I'm going to hit :WQ to save and quit, and now if I go back into Vim, you can see that now I have number lines. And that simple things like that are pretty useful to have in any text editor. All right, that's the end of the video. If you have any suggestions or any comments, feel free to leave something down below. Thanks.